Hey, everybody. Ham will be on in just a few minutes here. Guess I got to get this over here. Make sure it's charged. Make sure this is charging. It is. While we wait, it's charging up. Just let a few people come on before we call Ham. I'm just trying to think through where we are. All right. Sorry, I raced home, so I'm not really prepared, and a little bit of a mess, just organizing everything, and we'll be ready to go. Ham wanted to go live, which is perfectly fine with me, because tomorrow I have an eye doctor appointment, just preparatory testing. So I can't go live in the morning. He wants to talk, of course, about FingerMotion, and I'll let him do that. But I will tell you that I communicated with Martin Shen this weekend. I got prepared for the interview, and one of the larger investors in FingerMotion discussed it with Martin, and I guess requested or whatever, I don't know, but said that it would be better if I did the interview live face to face like I did once before. So Martin's going to be in New York on the 18th for that week. I will go up. If I can go up on the 18th, I'll do that. But I also have 3 appointments next week, one of which I can't change. So if it's later in the week, it's on me, not on him. But I'll get up there to New York and I'll sit with him face to face with a camera, and we'll do that interview. So it's one more week. I'm sorry about that. It's not because there's anything wrong. Apparently, the brains that be just felt it would be better if I were there. If I were there in person. So, and then let me look at what time it is so we can get Ham. We got 6. We got a handful of minutes. I really want to emphasize to all of you that I am telling you, for new money, don't sell anything. Just to trade, even 100 shares, buy NIXX 282. That was Thursday. I think I paid 304 for 297 shares. And I didn't do it today. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to put orders out. I'm going to put them out 50 shares at a time. I think I'm going to start at approximately $20. I know I should do it sooner, but I think I'm going to go to that level and roll the dice. But then I'm going to go higher. I'll tell you about it. But I'm going to decide tomorrow morning when I have my coffee, sitting looking at the chart, and I'll put my sell orders out there. I don't think you're going to have much more time to buy NIXX at these prices. Now, I kind of screwed up my line here. I screwed up because I drew this line at the top. I was trying to be conservative on the breakout. But if you can see, for many months, The support has been very tight, but it's going up. The support is a tight range going up. And right now, the stock is trading right on that support. And I personally don't think it's going down. Of course it can. Any stock can go down. But your risk reward right now of buying it, I don't think there's a lot of risk for a short-term trade. I'm not saying anything more than that. Although we'll follow the news stories. It might be a long-term hold. We'll find out as the news comes out over the next weeks, months. But anyway, this first uplift right here, I know it's hard to see, is 550. I think, and it's over here too. It's all over here. I think that's where the stock's going this week. I'm not telling you to sell it at that point, but I think this week it's going to get to that 4, 5, 6 range because of the ex-dividend on Friday. They're going to distribute the original company, AESO. So I think that's, yeah, could I be wrong? Could it take longer? Sure. But the ex-dividend date is Friday. So, and it might happen sooner because I don't know where we are now, T+1, T+0, I don't know. It might be that people want to be in it, be sure that their shares are in their name on that date. So anyway, I couldn't be any stronger. I think you should buy NIXX for a trade. And I'll just jump out in front of the other two names. I think ZJYL and GDC remain stocks to hold or buy. None of this is financial advice. I don't know you personally, but if I had to guess, NIXX could be a 45-day trade that's very rewarding. In that context, I think ZJYL might go sooner. And by go, I mean go up quite a lot. It was already at 12, 10 or something. I can't remember the chart. And then I think also GDC is running. Finger looks great to me. Finger, to me, has broken out. I think it's going to 260. I'm not sure it's going to stop there, but that's the first target I have, that 260, which might be resistance. I don't think it'll last very long. So I like Finger. There's other stocks out there. Logic announced a definitive agreement, which is a little complicated. It has a 30-day Vwap in it, which I hate. I hate backward-looking financing deals. I absolutely hate them. But so far it's held up. Logic is held up despite that news. Personally, I think I'd be a little caught. I'm not saying don't buy. I'm not saying get negative on Logic. I think Logic will be a 37.5 cent stock next summer. Let's say by August, end of summer, 37.5 cents, trading at 2 cents right now. But because of that stupid Vwap, why do CEOs sign this shit? Isn't there an investment firm out there that can actually take the risk of raising money? They never take risk. They're just giving CEOs. What happens is the so-called financial investment banks, they're just selling the stock and then they get it as a discount. So they're just giving the company their own money. It's the destruction of the financial markets. Ann Wagner should be ashamed of herself if she can get over of herself listening to Goldman Sachs. Adina Friedman is a joke, literally a joke. A little goo-goo gaga woman who got where she is because she's a woman. And that Gladhander, Gensler, should be ejected into outer space. He's so useless. He's absolutely useless. And that fat bottom bureaucrat, Robert Cook is even worse than useless. But it's captured regulators by the banks, because as Patrick Byrne says, Goldman Sachs is a stock loan desk with the name of an investment bank on it. 85% of their revenue comes from this theft and stealing crap, and 75% of their earnings. And I guarantee you, when Goldman Sachs's lobbyists go in to see Ann Wagner and her knees wobble because she's never been in a position of power before, and it's so exciting, she buys the baloney that the consolidated audited trail would invade your privacy. When are we going to stop promoting airheads just because they're women? I'm all for women. Women are smart. They've done great things. Wonderful. But I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Airheads in positions that affect our lives just because it's nice we need a woman there. We almost got a president airhead. When are we going to stop this? There's plenty of people out there, eminently qualified, who happen to be a woman, but they've excelled so much and deserve to be there. But anyway, I'm afraid Logic's going to go down because of that 30-day VWAP. I think it'll represent a buying opportunity, because I know for a fact there's going to be a lot of exciting mergers and acquisitions coming in, and I think it's a 40-cent stock, regardless of this stupid VWAP. But in the short term, that investment banker has to earn his fees by selling the stock short, giving that money to the company, and Ann Wagner doesn't care. And then, as Ham always points out, they never tell you who bought the stock. There's no full disclosure. Anyway, so far it's held up, and the reaction I've gotten back from most people I've talked to is it's going to be strong. There's buyers, but we'll see. I just have to be consistent. Backward-looking, value-weighted average price formulae are designed to screw you and screw the company, screw the CEO. They're designed to enrich a handful of white men on Wall Street. But it's okay with Ann Wagner. It's okay with Adina Friedman. They're there looking out for you, women. The majority of wealth, financial wealth in the United States, is owned by women. And remember, they're there looking out for you. All right, here we go. Sorry, the phone's slow.
Battery
Okay.
80%.
Okay.
Connected to.
He just called me, so I'll call him back. Turn up the volume, pump up the volume.
Anyway.
Hey, you're live.
All right. So, did you update everybody on the Martin call?
Yeah, I said that I'm going to. He's going to be in New York the week of the 18th. I'm going to try to get up immediately. We're going to meet face to face. Apparently, a large investor either requested or suggested that it would be better if I met and did a video face to face with him. I'm glad to do it. It just delays everything 1 week. There's nothing wrong with the company. I'll get my ass up there. We'll do the video and I'll post it. And that's just how it is. I got ready for it. I just, it's okay.
All right. Listen, I'm used to disappointments all the time. So that's the way it goes. We don't control any of it. So it's just, it is what it is. Anyway, let me just go through some of the stuff that I've gotten all weekend.
Okay.
I got a tremendous excitement from a lot of different people. It's so funny when the stock just starts to move a little bit, everybody wakes up and wants to buy more. A friend of mine made 500,000 in Bitcoin. He cashed out this morning, and he called me up, and he's going to buy 50 to 75,000 shares more. He already owns two something or something like that, but he's going to buy more. And so, I mean, people understand it. And the most important thing that everyone needs to understand is the president of the United States is going after the short sellers. I told you before, these guys made a mistake going after the most powerful man in the world, and now he really is the most powerful man in the world. And now what's going to happen in DJT is going to happen all over the place. All right. Now I can't tell you all the other ones that are out there, or what's going to happen, or if they have whatever it may be. But the companies that have been fighting the battle have not aligned themselves with the shorts. Those are your key plays. They are life-changing. I can't tell you all of them. I only follow a couple of them. And, I follow DJT. I follow GTI, can't do. I follow MMTLP. You can't do anything there. And I follow FingerMotion. If you go back and look at the history, I put those three stocks on the truck every time we were there. I introduced Charlie Payne to the guys from MMTLP, John Berter. I know John. I hooked him up there, and Charlie Payne exposed Hester Pierce, whatever the hell her name is, and how she was a turncoat rat and she never did anything. So, I mean, all these great things that we've been doing over the years, finally, the tide has changed, and I don't know who would be short DJT. You have to be criminally insane, or they're going to be some major Democratic short sellers. That's all I can think of, because it doesn't make any sense that anybody would be on that side of the coin in that stock. I can tell you, working on a Wall Street trading desk, hedge funds, their bosses all say, stay away. So whoever's doing it's a select group of people. It's not, hey, it's not guys here, not guys there. I'm sure people day traded trying to make a couple of points on these things. But for the most part, it's such a dangerous stock because obviously the upside is infinite. It's just a matter of time where Trump is going to come out. I told you before, everybody wants that GameStop money, and you've got the president of the United States that wants it also. And for these idiots that are short it, it's just going to help everybody else out. So I look at it, listen, GameStop, I wish everybody well. Good luck. I could care less, but the company is sold out and covered the shorts 3 times already. Is it going to still go? Is there 8 gazillion shares short? I don't know. I don't follow it that closely anymore. All I know is that you can keep buying it, diamond hands, do whatever you like. Hold on, trade it. Be smart. Sell the rips, buy the dips. You'll make much more money doing that. AMC, that CBO turned on everybody also, so it's hard for me to answer those questions. I don't follow it either. But again, I'll just follow what I'm doing. I'm not pissing on their parades. I'm not here to do that. I'm just giving you my opinion about what I see, and that's from Wall Street. Wall Street, this is how we're trained to look at it, and we're basically saying, guys, the short's covered. What else no one's ever filed that they bought all those shares in GameStop. And I think Ryan Cohen, as much as he's popping around, his job now is to build a company. And if he had any brains, he would sell another million shares, whatever hell these shares he sells, and go get to 10 million shares, go raise another $1 billion. Why not? He's in the business of building a business. Why not have all the money you can? If the investors keep pushing up and the shorts are here, keep raising the money. He's got the price. He's been doing it. So why not continue to do it? I wouldn't be surprised that he does it again. So just be careful on that front. I don't know it. I have no idea. On the FingerMotion, I've got many people that are waking up that want to buy the stock. And the only thing I can tell everybody when you want to buy is be careful. The shorts are going to try to create volatility. And there's not a lot of wiggle room for them. Remember the numbers, 235 and 380, 385. That number's coming down to 380, 385. And so is the 235. So we'll address the $2.35 one first. That is the real short. It's 1.6 million shares. And so you understand, a prime broker at any given time can change your margin position. So let's say you're short 1.6 million finger and they had to put up $2 for margin money. Remember, they're short at $2.35. Then you got to put up $2 more, so that's $4.35. That's where the prime broker is protected up to. Once it goes above that, $4.35, the prime broker is going to call the short seller, hey, you got to put more money in, and you know what? They could be broken, you get stuck. So the prime broker does, or the risk guy at the prime broker, he'll call up Mrs. Easton and say, hey, you know that $2 you used to put up? Well, now it's $4. They can say 5. It doesn't make a difference, whatever number they want to say. But what that is the prime broker is protecting themselves. $2.35 they have in the sale. Then they add $5 to it. So the prime broker will be protected up to $7.35. They make that number up themselves. Whatever that number is, it's between the client and the prime broker. Obviously, when a stock is in the short squeeze category, that number goes up quick. Instead of 5, it could be 8, it could be anything. GameStop, they could be making people put up, $10 a share. Because everybody knows what happened before. So the numbers are big. So again, $2.35. I feel that that's the first one that's going to fold. I've said it for weeks or months, William. I guess I've said it a bunch of times.
You have.
Once they fold, if the naked short isn't holding it down, then he'll get run over. So one will implode the other. So, once that 1.6 million starts, the fuse is lit. Now, once they start, it could be 235, 535, 835 in 30 seconds. If the naked short's not holding it down, when that guy starts to cover, it's just going to go crazy. And you'll say, well, how high can it go? Well, look at ROOT. It was 40. It went to 80 on 235,000 shares. That's how fast and how far it goes. And what was going on there was the short sellers were looking for people to sell, and there was no sellers. So it went from 40 to 80 on 235,000. I think it traded 2 million on the day, but it went to 120. The short sellers were buying it. One short seller went bust. They bought him in, and the stock drops. It found a level at $65, and now it's starting to go back up again because there's another short trying to cover now. And that's how it works. Those are the trading patterns that you'll see. In FingerMotion, it's going to be very different. It's going to be like HKD, meaning it's going to go and it's going to be expressed. It's going to go to the 5th floor, the 12th floor, the 18th floor, 50th floor, and just going to keep going. And the only reason I say that is there's one short seller that's got 2 accounts. The real short is still the same guy, and the naked short is the same person. How do I know that? Excuse me. Because they act the same way. Short sellers panic independently. William can be one short seller, I'm the other. William's going to sit there and say, you're not covering. I'm going to say, sure, William, I'm not covering. Then I turn around and I'm covering because I got to protect my ass, my firm, and my livelihood. These 2 characters are the same person because they do exactly the same thing. They're exactly the same person. They move together. They do everything together. You see when they wash trades. I've been telling you when they were trying to cover, they were washing the trade. So the naked short was selling it to the real short. So it's the same person. It's like kiting a check. All they were trying to do was buy time. They were buying time because they want the company to sell them stock. We've been hearing that buyer, that big orders around somewhere. I don't know anything about it. But you know what? If that's true, someone, you know, maybe one part of that fund wants to cover because it's got a direct fuse back to Jeff Easton, or maybe that character in Australia, whatever his name was. I forgot his name again. I'm sorry. I keep saying Rockefeller.
Hancock.
Hancock. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep saying, for some reason, Rockefeller keeps coming in my head, and it's Hancock. So maybe one of his friends has a direct fuse back to him, and they're holding this position, and they're saying, hey, Jeff Easton, get me the fuck out of this thing, or I'm calling the company up and trying to buy 50 million shares myself. That's how it's done. Are they doing it? I don't know. That's been around, so I kind of watch it. But like I told you before, volatility has to come to the upside. They tried it to the downside. It doesn't work. DJT volatility had to come to the upside. So when it went down to 12, they volatility, they drove it to 57. Then they drove it back down. So it's all over the place. That's volatility. FingerMotion has not had that volatility yet. We're up 30 stupid cents from 2 to 230. We haven't even woken up a little bit yet. And the biggest mistake is these idiots are still trying to sell it lower, even when it's gonna become hunting season for naked short sellers. It's open season on these characters. The president of the United States has said it's open season on short selling. So far, since everyone's been around here, the head of enforcement of the SEC has quit. Now the chairman of the SEC is getting the boot. I think this, you got to remember, those characters got to go sit in front of Congress and say, hey, how did you let this happen on your watch? Now, they could sit there and try to blame a past SEC chairman, but they're all gone. So Gary Gensler and the guy Graywall are the ones most likely going to have to answer all those questions. So they're running out of town before they have to go to deliver the political hand grenade to Congress and say, hey, you know what? The whole system's full of counterfeit. We can't do anything. We're sorry. We just couldn't enforce it. That's what's going to happen, and no one wants to do that. So those guys are trying to get out of Dodge before this happens. But the shit has hit the fan. Devin Nunes, I posted it 50 times telling you, I said, this is not going away, this headline. Blaming the naked shorts, naked shorts, naked shorts. Devin Nunes has been posting it. You know he's tied to Donald Trump. Donald Trump's looking at it now saying, hey, why don't we, I want some of this GameStop money. I'm not selling it. And you can see every time the stock ticks down, Donald Trump lost money. Goes up, he's made money. I don't understand why that's such a big story. The story is stock settlement, not how much Donald Trump's going to make up and down. But the real question is, he cannot just save DJT. He has to save all of us. So that's what I'm basing everything on. What the company does, the company's going to do. William will get that interview for us for those who want to worry about fundamental news. William did say something to me earlier about he rewatched an interview with the CEO of FingerMotion.
Yeah,
and William, maybe you could tell him a little bit about
that.
Yeah,
I rewatched the interview with me, which I never did before. And I was just trying to get ready for the new one, questions to ask. But what I noticed, he answered it twice. But what the part I remember, actually, I'll keep talking, but I wrote it down for notes. But he said that he was highly confident that they were going to go into the positive earnings in their third and fourth quarter of this year, which we're in their third quarter right now. Yeah, we are. Fourth quarter starts December. So I'll find it while you continue talking, but I thought it was pretty important to note. My interview with him was in June. And so he was saying that he's highly confident that they're going to get to positive earnings by the end of this fiscal year, basically. And I think that's important to keep a focus on.
Well, again, the company fundamentals are moving forward. The shorts try to destroy him. The company survived. The company's not going to the street to raise money. They've been doing small private placements. You can ask about that, William, about that small private placement.
Yeah, that was like $180,000 US dollars.
Right. But I'm just saying they're doing these small private placements, and it was a debt offering. They're paying interest on it. They're not giving stock out. So I'm just saying that the company's doing everything to get to the finish line without raising any capital from the street. So
I wrote down what he said. Initially, he said, we're cautiously optimistic we're going to reach that break even, that turning positive earnings by the end of this year. And I assume he meant his fiscal year. Then he said, very confident. In his next sentence, he said, we're very confident. And he did say we're going to need a little bit of capital, which he raised already. So, all right. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, listen, it's like I said, the company's doing what they have to do. You'll get the interview with them. You'll ask the questions we all wanted answered. But right now, I'm focusing in on what the political landscape is. And the political landscape before was like we were running into brick walls for 24 years. I just put up another story from Pat Byrne from his site. If you can take a look at it. He said Reddit's revisiting his old information. This was an old video, but he's got good points in it. And you guys should listen to it. It's 20 minutes. So you understand what Patrick Byrne's about. And he always talks about bumping into a group of people that were helping him out. Well, that's my crew. All right. So those are people that he bumped into a long time ago, 2004, 2005. All right. But thank God we found a guy who was financially secure. He had the money to back up and build websites. His site Deep Capture was about the SEC and being captured, and now it's turned decaptured. It's a political site that's captured. I mean, so this guy has a way with words, where I don't. I just say fuck everybody and just keep going down the road. But Patrick is a brilliant guy, and he's on our side. Obviously, he's working with Trump and Devin Nunes and all those people together, and we'll see what comes out of it. I hope he's on top of the SEC. He said it on his call that the only thing he wants to do is stock settlement. That's it. We're right here. I think we're gonna get a statement from Trump. That's my opinion. He's firing the cannons right now. I'm telling you. I think he's going to come out and say it's going to be a blanket statement saying, "Hey, if you're naked short selling, we're coming to get you. We're not going to tolerate it anymore. We're not going to let brokerage firms, whatever." The statement's going to be something like that. And I think they're all going to shit their pants because I think he's going to probably, like South Korea, threaten people with jail. Because he knows what they're doing to his stock. They almost knocked it out. It was down to $12. What do you think? He's not pissed off about that? He put his name to it. These guys are trying to attack it. I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he's a happy camper, and I think he's gonna take it out on whoever's short, especially the people that were shorting it before they tried to assassinate him. Johnny Tobacco was putting up all the data. They showed him all the short sales just before the weekend, and then they tried to kill him. So just think about all those things, and I got it. Buying a DJT stock at $30, $35, it's all over the place. If you want to trade it, buy the dips, sell the rips. When you go into it, if you want to buy 1,000 shares, you buy 200 shares every couple of bucks down. You buy it at 33, you buy it at 31, you buy it at 29, you buy it as it goes down. And when it turns, the stock you bought at the bottom, you sell it back up. I had a friend of mine the other day, I had a couple of people buy it at 27, 28. They sold it over 30. And the stock they owned at 32, now they own at 30 because they made $2, so you lower that cost down. And meanwhile, they keep lowering their cost, they keep owning a position in the stock. So, be smart about what you're doing. There's no diamond hands here. You need to make money for your family. Don't ever listen to that nonsense. You guys can't work together. No one can work to buy every share. If we own 230 million shares of this piece of shit, we couldn't put them out. We need regulatory We need compliance. We need regulatory people to come in here and put a bullet in these guys. All right, because we've been buying stock for a long time. If GameStop has that many trillion shares short, trust me, the regulators have been all around that stock. You know, something's got to give. So, you know, I buying more. I mean, I don't understand it, but whatever it is, it is. Any questions, William?
I'm sure. I wasn't looking. Do brokers know the heavily shorted stocks separate from the ones that are not heavily shorted?
Yes.
They do know it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's Joe. Gabrielle's asking if we all buy puts, will the market makers push the stock up so they don't have to pay or deliver the puts?
If we all buy puts, the market makers are going to buy the stock. So you understand when you buy a put, the gentleman on the other side of that coin has to protect himself to the downside, right?
Right.
So what would you think they'd be doing if you buy a put from them? If you buy, let's say the stock is 3, and you want to buy the $2.50 put. You go out there, we buy 5,000 puts. These guys are going to short the stock. So buying the put makes them short the stock. Buying the calls makes them buy the stock. Because they have to worry about
because there's premium in there. They can arbitrage.
There's no premium on these stocks. There's no premium. Just like the other day, what did I tell you? DJT. The premium disappeared. I put it up on Friday. I set it at 9:43 a.m. I love DJT, the 28th and the 29 calls for today. I can see the stock screaming to 35. Well, it screamed. It went from 27 to 33, now 35. The options, there was no premium, and they explode. FingerMotion has no premium. Unless you want to buy options when the stock explodes, you'll be paying premium through the nose. Listen, there's risk in everything you always do. But the game is to get as little risk as possible. You want to have a little risk with the most upside. Cheap options give you the most upside with the least amount of risk. So let's say the stock goes from 3 to 6. If you wanted to, you could sell your stock at 6 and go buy the $10 calls, because they'll be open by then. There'll be $10 calls that'll probably be 30 cents. And you buy those, and you miss a couple of points, but you have no more money involved in the game. You have, you got your stock, you got your money back, and now you own cheap calls. 10,000 shares at $6 is 60,000. You sell it, you get 60,000. Let's say you made 3 points, you made 30,000. You take $10,000 of it, keep 20 in profit, and you buy $10,000 worth of calls that are going to be either a home run or zero, and you have no risk. No risk. That's how you got to learn to play the game. Options are used as a tool. They use it to rob you. That's a different story. They cross options, short stock against it. They have so many different combinations. I can't explain it to you. You'll get dizzy. You can watch them, since FingerMotion doesn't trade that many options, we can sort of figure out. I got Steve Rosenberg watching every option trade to see if they're playing games. So we could see what they're doing.
That's pretty good.
Oh, what do you think? We're not paying attention.
You're back to being friends with him.
No, I can't get rid of him. He's like luggage. You can't get rid of that guy.
What's the minimum price Finger can reach?
Listen, you get out when your nose starts to bleed, then you get out. Whatever that number is for you and your family. I can't tell you. If you're not doing well financially and you got $5,000 invested into your last $5,000 and you double or triple it, you got to sell 80% of it because you need to support your family. I'm not going to tell you to roll the dice forever. I can't tell that. I can't tell your family. If you're going to hurt your family and your children, you got to be smart about it.
So, translate the announcement about corruption in the securities market that he put out. I don't know who the he is. I didn't see it.
Trump said that he said that the shorts are putting out fake stories. That sounds like Capybara, right?
Right.
It's the same thing. Capybara put out fake stories, misleading stuff, whatever they're doing. This is all part of their trick. They were spreading the rumors Trump was selling the stock, get out, and that was they have some guy write a story, and anytime they use a negative post or anything, they use that as a crutch. So for regulatory, somebody knocks on their door and they say, well, Capybara wrote the story. Well, I'm just following him. That's what they do. Or Andrew Left, he wrote the story. I'm just following him. That's what they use to protect themselves. Trump saying, hey, guys, we know what you're doing. We're coming after you. Cut the bullshit out. So they're only doing it because they're shorting it, trying to steal your money or trying to get you to sell. That's what he knows what they're trying to do. So would you like to be short the stock with the president of the United States telling you that he's coming for you? Who wants to do that? Anybody on that call? I don't think anybody wants to stand up to that.
What's the rumor about the FingerMotion 8K loan? 8K being the filing.
What's the rumor about it?
There's no rumor.
So
somebody close to the company lent $188,000 roughly in US dollars to the company. No stock. It's just a yield.
That's it.
And the money's being used for, obviously, to do good things. When you buy put and calls, the market maker has to hedge by buying shares. See, MD was ahead of you. If you had $2,000, would you buy, I assume FingerMotion, would you buy this week?
If I had $2,000 in my pocket, I would buy 800 shares of stock, whatever I can buy, 700 shares of stock. If the stock runs up $1, sell the stock, you make $700. Then go buy some cheap calls for next week or whatever you can buy for a quarter, and you forget about it. And you get a free ride for whatever. That's using very little money, and you can keep your position going.
KYP is here, but I can't find her first. People are saying hi to her, but I don't see her. I'll find it. So at some point, when is naked shorting going to end by the Trump administration? When are the criminals going to jail?
I wish I could answer it. I hope tomorrow. I hope tomorrow. Listen, you have to be shitting your pants based on that statement, because all they have to do is unwind and follow the sell tickets to the money, and all of them get busted. It's not a very difficult thing to do. MMTLP, they shut it down for 2 years because they know that situation is upside down. Never did they think that it would just keep gathering, getting stronger and stronger. Trump would win now, and now this whole thing is going to be exposed. Think about what's going on there. So based on that, I could see a settlement coming out of that thing, a private settlement of some big dollar amount to make it go away. Because that would be the only time that they'll actually have a number that's in real time, because the stock has been, it's like it's been frozen in time. That's the most damaging number that they can get right now, is that one.
If I don't know what stock he's talking about, but just in general, any of these stocks that trading, if they run up, will the shorts try to hammer it back down? Will they be successful?
Yes, because they want to go to jail. That's what they're going to do. A good criminal is going to keep trying to do it. Say, I can get out of this now They're never gonna find me. They're never gonna track me down. Now I started a new short. Oh, okay, no one's gonna figure that out.
I just can't believe that guy.
Can you believe, William, there could be potentially in a week's time, maybe 200-300 stocks popping up. Some $1, some 10, some 5, some 3, some 100.
That guy, Escobar, sitting in his high security hell hole, he's got it. If he gets a book on short selling, he's got to be thinking, why didn't I go into this crime?
I didn't have to do anything.
Just get a slap on the wrist. I can sue the SEC. My wife and I can move to the Bahamas and thumb our nose at it.
He'd have made more money doing that.
He made much more money, and he'd be walking around
as a hero.
As a hero.
He'd be on TV. Oh, I don't like the market. Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks for telling us.
How fast does Ham think Finger will go up? I assume.
Fast.
How long will it squeeze?
I don't think it's going to be a long squeeze. I think it's going to be like a Elon Musk SpaceX rocket. It's going to go till it runs out of fuel, and then like Root fell from $120 to $65. As fast as it went up, it went back down. Then it gathered itself and it's moved back up to 85. That's the type of trading pattern you'll see. Bigger numbers, but that's the type of trading pattern. I wouldn't be surprised if the stock goes up 300, then drops 100. Then goes back up 400, then down 200, then up 500, then down 200. It could be, that's volatility.
What price do you think Finger will level off and start to trade normally?
Not for a while.
Well, after a squeeze, where do you think it's going to settle down?
This is what can happen in a squeeze. GameStop squeezed to the moon, right? The company raised money.
Yeah.
FingerMotion goes to the moon, the company will raise money, right?
Right.
So that'll put the floor in the stock, wherever that price is.
Yeah.
So let's say the stock goes to 500, the company raises money at 250. When the stock starts to crater, at 250 is where it's going to stop, because that's where the company raised money.
Right.
If it goes to 1,000 and they raise money at 800, it'll stop at 800. That'll be something like that. Wall Street always views where anybody invests in, whatever price it is, when the big money comes in, that's where the stocks usually hang around at that price.
Didn't HKD take 2 weeks?
It was fast.
Hi, Lucky. How fast do you think Finger will go? Same question.
Fast. Like Manute Bolt running 100-yard dash, 100-meter dash.
If Finger starts gapping, and I guess it applies to DJT too, is there any way they can stop it? Do we have to worry?
Yeah, they can stop it. They can say, okay, it's up $5. We have to put a halt on. But then when the halt comes off, guess what? The prime broker that's trying to buy it is going to start buying it again. It's going to be up 20, halted. What's going to happen? They open it up again. The prime broker's got to keep buying. As long as someone's buying, it's going to keep going. People, the game is over. The president is telling you the game is over. I think they know that if he doesn't say his words carefully, he can blow up. Big people are going to get blown up here. I think he's trying to warn them so that they can start, fixing their asses here. That's what I think is going on. The police are saying, hey, William, get out of the fucking vault. We're coming. And William said, now let me just take a few more dollars. They're saying, William, if you don't go now, we're coming to get you. So they're giving William a chance to clean it up a little bit. You may clean up 50% of your mess, but you're going to get killed on the other 50. So it doesn't make a difference.
Lots of buzz.
I couldn't believe Trump's statement about going after the shorts, and the stock only went to $32. I thought the stock would be gapping at 42, 45, 50. But I think on Friday, because option expiration, they tried to use the options to control the stock, get rid of all those options that were outstanding. They all expired, right? Think about all the options that expired when stock closed at 32, to 33, 34, 35, 40s, 42s, 45s, 50s, 55, 60s. All those options went to zero. All the speculation by retail investors got wiped out. And they weren't buying 25-cent calls. William can tell you that. What did you pay for your call, William?
I paid $565 and I sold it at $886.
That's a big difference from a FingerMotion option, which is $25 versus William paying $500 for a call.
I never thought I would have to pay that much, but I did it on Friday thinking, they got to bounce it back up. Trump's going to do all right. But man, was I glad you told me to sell. Ooh.
Again,
it was a stupid trade.
North of $1, $100 option, $2 is $200, $3 is $300. That's real money. $25 in an option or a quarter, which it says on the screen, 25 cents, whatever.
Yeah.
That's peanuts in this game. 25 cents, 30 cents. That's rolling the dice. If anyone ever played dice, that's like throwing money on the hard 4 or 10. It's like a long shot bet.
Yeah.
For $5 options, $8 options, boy, that's a crazy bet. That's a tough bet.
All right.
And by the way, I had to leave my house because my family is fucking sick of hearing me say the same shit.
They're not the only ones.
So I drove over to the health club, and I'm sitting in their parking lot waiting to have this call, and then I can go back home.
Why don't you drive over to Rosenberg's front yard and annoy him?
Why don't I just drive off a fucking cliff already? I can't stand it anymore.
Someone is thank you. That's a good strategy. Okay.
Listen, the strategies are pretty easy here. Do you believe that Trump, reading his statement again, go read Devin Nunes, Truth Social, just Google it. Look at all the statements about him and naked short selling. We called in NASDAQ. We're calling for congressional hearings. They're calling for this. They're calling for that. Well, he was doing that before Trump became president. Now Trump is president. You don't think they're going to have a hearing and see what's going on here? The drums are banging so loud that the head of the SEC is running out. The head of enforcement already ran out. The rats are on the run. What does the SEC have anything to do with the political arena here? Nothing. Why are they all running? Because of Trump's stance on Bitcoin, they're going to run away? Hey, if that's what you want us to do, Chief, we'll make rules for Bitcoin. Right? What's the big deal? They're running because the whole stock market is full of counterfeit shares. How do you tell the world that the stock market is full of counterfeit shares? I don't think Trump wants to say that. So I think quietly he's going to call up Goldman Sachs and all these people and say, clean up this fucking mess or we're going to hammer you. Because we can't have the equity market around the world knowing that it's all fraud.
So Rosa has 950 shares of Finger. She wants to put 500 out at $500 and 450 at $1,000. How
Let's start
reasonable
right
is
there.
that strategy?
Let's start right away. Give us an idea, Rosa. Would you pay for it? 2, 4, 5, whatever it is.
She didn't say, and I don't know
Well,
how
then
big
we'll
her
say-
account is otherwise.
Let's just say she paid $4 for it. I'm just gonna say she's underwater a little bit. I'm just gonna make it up. 1,000 at 4, she's got 4,000. The only thing you have to do, Rosa, is get that 4,000 back into your pocket. So selling 100 at 11, 100 at 19, 100 at 30, and if you can wind up with 685 shares instead of 900, but you got your 4,000 in your pocket, you can never turn a trade into a loser because you have your money off the table. The worst you can do is break even. After that point, Rosa, 500, 600, you can put it out anywhere. You may change your mind, say, oh my God, it's 200. You know what? I want to go buy a car. Sell my stock there. You can do anything you like. But once you got your money off the table, trust me, you'll be smiling and skipping and going down the street saying, you know what? I put up 4,000. I have 0 vested. I have no risk on the table. And I have a free shot at a home run swing. That's the proper way to play. I can only keep saying that. And if you go ask the people, Diamond Hands in GameStop or AMC, how they did, none of them sold. A lot of them held on and got their asses rigged. Now they're just looking to break even. And I know a whole bunch of people like that. And they're still underwater. And they only said it to me after the stock went up and back down and they didn't get out. And now they're embarrassed and they told me, and I'm like, well, are you kidding me? How stupid can you be? Well, I didn't know. I thought it was going to go. And we all think they're going to go. I do also. But you need to get your money off the table. That's the most important thing. I would love to bet all the football games on TV today and have no money but betting, $5,000 a game, and I have no risk because I took all my profit off the table already, and I'm okay, and I got free swings. If 5 of them win, I win $25,000 for free. That's how you got to look at this stuff. You always got to get something off the table. I got it. Listen, anybody who doesn't want to do that, who doesn't want to start taking some profit off the table when it gets going, this is the easiest way to fix that solution. And I hope everyone on this fucking phone call is listening. All right? If you have a stock that's going crazy and you're hesitant about taking profit or doing anything like that, go into your bathroom, put your index finger on the tip of your nose and push it back, and then look in the fucking mirror. And you sit there and you say, wow, I look like a pig. That's what happens to pigs. You get slaughtered. All right? So never do that. Never, ever do that. You don't want to get to that point. All right? We all made that mistake. We all kick ourselves in the pants saying, fuck, I should have sold. Why didn't I do it? The only way to do it is you sell little pieces all the time, and you'll see how fast that money comes in. You say, wait a second, 100 shares, I own 3,000. What the hell is that going to do for me? Why don't you start selling 100 shares at 10? There's 1,000. 120 is 2,000. You get all your money back. How quick, right? Think about it. If you think a stock is going to really make a monster move, little pieces, get your money off the table, and then you can let the ride go. And that is, my friends, is the answer to the question is how fast do I think it's going to go? I can tell, like, let's say the stock takes off tomorrow morning to 3.25, and all of a sudden there's like 1 million shares traded, it gets pushed back down. Maybe some longs are selling. That I can tell how a stock's going to trade based on the selling of the stock. But I can't say anything until I see it. If there's no selling, then you're going to get them melt up like root. If there's some resistance from people that want to bail out, someone maybe, someone had a death in the family, they want to sell their stock. Anything can happen. I can't control everybody. But once it gets hot, you'll see all the momentum people coming back over. And let them take it at $7, $8, $9, $10. I told you down here, you got to be completely brain dead. Unless the company is going to zero, which William thinks that the company, the CEO is already telling us they're going to be profitable. What's the race to get out at 2.25? There is no race. And for everyone on the call, I think we did a great job on Friday. The stock started to tick up to 240, and I was explaining how much they're going to lose on 10 cents. They lose, on $230 million. 10 cents is $23 million loss. And you watch them try to push the stock back down, and they actually closed it at 227. From hitting 239, they pushed it back down. So you're talking about 13 cents, 14 cents. That's a monster savings on margin. That's why they come in and try to do it. I went to barcharts.com. I hit the one-day chart. You can actually see all the big red bars come in at 330 trying to knock the stock down. Because the stock was going up, and all of a sudden people are selling it. And just think about it. You own 50,000 shares, the stock's trading at 240. And you say, wait a second, I want to sell this thing. Sell it down to 227. I'm going to lose 13 cents, so let's say a dime on 50,000 shares. That's $5,000 because you're impatient, you want to sell it down. No one sells it like that. The only people that sell it down like this is someone that has a margin problem and is showing you they have a margin problem because the selling was concentrated in the last 30 minutes of the day. If you wanted to sell it at 227, why didn't you put it out there? Why did you let it go to 240? There's your answer. They didn't want it to go. They're trying to hold it down. That's all they're trying to do. And once again, by holding it down, they're giving the buyers cheaper stock. I always told you that. If they thought they can win, they'd let it go up. Pretty easy. Short sellers always want the stocks to go higher. You say, why would a short seller want the stock to go higher? Because if the fundamentals are going to fail, why wouldn't I want to sell a stock at $60 or $70 short instead of trying to push it down to $23 or $12 like they did the Trump stock? Let the people take it to 100. Let all those Trump people buy the stock. Just keep shorting it all the ways up. Eventually it'll fail. That's what real shorts, that's how they think. How do I know that? I dealt with them. And the orders were pretty strict. Do not sell the stock down. Let it lift. That was always my instructions. We want to short 1 million shares, but we want to short it as it's going up. We don't want to short it to go down. Today's short selling is manipulation. Short it and push it down as fast as you can. And if we can't get it down, you get Capybara, you get Hindenburg, you get Andrew Left to write a negative story. All that's coming to an end, all that nonsense. We want a fair market. Companies, you can bet against the company. I have no problem about doing that. But you can't sit there and just make up fake stories, sell counterfeit shares. The weight of a counterfeit, just like a fake $100 bills, will crush the system. Counterfeit, and no matter which way you look at it, is a bad word. There's nothing good comes out of counterfeit.
So DBMM has moved a decimal point recently from 0.0008 to 0.008.
CEO, I can't listen. That whole thing is too weird for me. The CEO is a great lady. She trapped the Kramers. I got it. How did she not be able to get that stock to move and just keep accumulating stock down there? It's basically nothing. She could have got 50 people that she knew herself who took every stock and got it back to a penny. I don't understand. I don't know what they're doing. Are they raising money? I don't know what they're doing. I can't answer. I stand with that woman. She's the one that told us about Alpine, that the Kramers were using Alpine. Alpine got busted by the DTC. We got the proof in GTII. It's all there. So she did help us out. She's a great woman. She wanted to see it through. But for Christ's sake, the stock is like 0.0000, whatever the hell number it is. That's not my thing, and I don't have time to figure it out.
Trump should just say that naked short. If you short, I'm going to fly you to North Korea. No, he said go to prison. But anyway.
I would put him on a plane and throw him out the ocean. That's what I would do.
Put him in a Elon Musk rocket ship to Mars. Be the first people there.
Yeah. It's just, guys, I put up the picture from Forbes from 1988. It's going to be 37 years in 2025. 37 years. It's on the cover of Forbes. Is naked short selling decent? They all know about it. From 1988. It goes back a little bit further than that, but that is the best proof you can get. It's on the cover of Forbes. And the only reason I have the cover of Forbes, a friend of mine was moving, and he had the magazine in his house. He was going to throw it out. He took the photo of it and sent it to me. That's how I got that. I never knew about that. And when I found out that that existed, I almost fainted because I thought I discovered fire in 2000, and it went back to 1988. How crazy that was.
Is the $188,000 loan a message to the kind of Lynn Partner short sellers that their money is not needed?
That's the message. Absolutely.
Do you think Donald Trump will announce something within 2 weeks regarding the SEC?
Oh, I don't know what he's going to do with the SEC. I think you're going to see statements about naked short selling. I think that, it's all over Twitter. I can't even read it anymore. There's so many stories.
At what price would the real shorts get margin calls?
$2.35. I think they're getting them already. The markdown from 239 to 227 tells you they were getting the margin calls, or they expect the margin call. So my friends, we were sitting BSing, and we all said, you know what? Why don't we just all and this is my friends. I'm giving you a conversation that I have with my friends. And, we all came up with the idea, say, why don't we just all we're going to buy stock. We're not going to pay more than $2.60. These are my friends. And the reason they're going to stop at 260 is because they don't want to create volatility. They don't want to chase it to 350, pay 350, then have the short drop it back down to 2.25. So my friends already own a lot of stock, so they're going to buy stock up to 260 tomorrow and stop. And they want to present the wall to the short saying, okay, Jerky, you want to push it down? We're going to sit here. I don't think they'll be able to push it back down. And then if it stays at 260, that 235 margin call, they're under the gun by 25 cents, right?
Yeah, you've got some.
It's not a lot, but it's enough to torture them.
You've got a little bit of these, what do you call them, shills or whatever here. So I think the shorts, that at least the day trader shorts in trouble.
Listen, anybody that's on here, anyone that's presenting as a shill, or you're an idiot. The president of the United States is telling you shorts are going to get roasted. You want to sit with them, have some balls, go on the site, Twitter, and tell everybody I'm short the fucking stock. Fuck you. I think the company's zero. That's all. Make a statement, and that's it. Move along. That's it. No one cares. I don't need your conversation. I'm not here to talk with you. I believe you're a buffoon. No one shorts a $2.25 stock that's got 1.6 million shares short that's going into the red, and 230 million shares short that soon will be in the red. That's anyone who says they're betting with them is out of their bird. That trade left the building. They're out of their mind. There's no one protecting them anymore. Go short KNW and GMGI. I'm with you on that. So for the shills, GMGI and KNW, if you want to short, one's a 25-cent stock, the other one's a $2.25 or $2.40. They both got toxic notes from Lynn Partners. I'm with you. Short the shit out of those things. I'm not a short seller, but I'm advising you, gang, go knock yourself out. You're protected there. Don't worry about it. So for the shills, I gave you 2 names to go short. Knock yourself out.
Can you identify as a woman and be Hidden Valley Pickleball's mixed double partner? He is a woman now that he has only one knee.
Oh man, I'm telling you, this is, I get more depressed every day with this stupid knee. It's getting there. Just that it gets stiff. You got to ride the bike. You got to do the same thing.
You still get stiff? Wow. Can Ham tell how high it'll go from looking at the spike?
Yes.
Up.
I can't tell till tomorrow. When I see it spiking, then I can tell you.
Oh, so Rosa, probably he'll have a better feel as it trades. I tend to agree. If Kit was talking about Finger, I think he is. He's saying a 1 billion share volume day. I think you need a lot of volume, and then you'll know you're off to the races. I don't know about 1 billion, but it'll be a lot.
No, I don't think the vibe is.
I think 10 million, 20 million.
This is not going to be an algorithm trade.
He disagrees.
I think it's going to be more like Root. Go look at the volume in Root on the spike to 120. And maybe someone could tell us what it was. It wasn't too long ago. It was about a week ago. What was the volume on the spike to 120 bucks from 40? I think maybe it was 2-3 million shares, maybe tops.
Yeah. Am I going live when the squeeze starts? Yeah, I mean, I don't know when it's going to start, so I can't predict where I'll be. But sure, I'll have Ham on doing the play-by-play.
I'll be in a gentleman's club. Don't count me in. I'm out.
Oh, he's going to be searching for
I'll get my
Studio 54.
I'll get my toupee out.
Yeah, and his bell bottoms and his.
I'm going to go use my worst lines on KYP. See if he falls from.
How'd you like to make $25 the hard way? Are we talking Finger?
Listen, we're only talking about FingerMotion. It's DJT. GTI doesn't trade. MMTLP doesn't trade. DJT is too pricey for everybody. It's a $33 stock. That's a specialized people playing that one. And I follow Finger. What other stocks am I going to follow?
DJT is trading up. It's at 32.39.
32.39. It closed 31.98. So that's.
Darren will meet you at the club, wherever you're going to be wearing your toupee. Ooh, Robert's knee gets stiff every day, and he had his surgery 2.5 years ago. So he does 2 to 3 minutes of stretching every day. So
yeah, I went on the bike before. I'm like, the first rotation, it feels like the bolts are gonna fall off it, and then all of a sudden it's like I could ride the Tour de France all day long. I don't understand it, how it gets so stiff. And it's still numb around the knee. The circle is much smaller. It was down to my calf in the middle of my thigh. Now it's just around the kneecap. It's like still numb. So when I put ice on it, William, I can't tell if it's frozen or not. I can't feel it.
What are you talking about now? Your third leg? It's 33 smackers. I'm sorry you're going through that. I'm sure it's painful, and
it's just that it just gets you depressed. I can't sit still. I got to move, and I'm sitting here for now. This is 8 weeks now, and I'm like, I had enough already.
It's been 8 weeks since your operation?
Yeah, 7 weeks on Friday, so this is the 8th week now.
Wow, you've got some resilience.
Yeah. I'm actually, doing pretty well. I walk. I can't run yet. I haven't tried to run. I don't know how you run because I'm looking at my legs saying, "Go ahead, run." I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. But therapy this week will, loosen it up again. But it's just, besides this FingerMotion nonsense, I want, health is the most important thing to me. That's all it counts as far as I'm concerned.
Somebody told me after 40, wealth is health.
That's it. That's the most important. I have a couple of friends. I actually have one friend that's worth $2 billion. That's very good friends with Pat Byrne. We're all together, and and he works out every day. He just turned 78, and very, very, very prominent guy. And most important thing is his health. Even at that age, he can't even spend his money.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that my new campaign: weightlifting.
I told you what to do. I gave you 10 exercises to do in your house. Just do those. Start with those.
I fell over a footstool. He fell on his new knee, but all's good. Oh God. I hate pain. My prediction?
I'm so nervous when I walk, William, that I'm going to trip and hit that knee. I'm like, I'm terrified about it. My biggest problem for everybody, if you need a laugh, I take my pot gummy every night around 11, and I get nice and high around 12:30, and I start to fall asleep.
You start listening to Cheech and Chong comedy albums?
I hear voices. I get paranoid. I get up and I go to the bathroom or something, and I'm like, my head's to the side, and my wife's always telling me, be careful, don't fall. But you really got to hold on to the walls to get to where you have to go to. So I'm playing with fire when I do that stuff, but I can't sleep unless I take it.
Why don't you get in bed before you take it? Then you won't have to walk around.
I don't know, because you wake up and you just, you get a shot, you get a pain, you wake up, and now you're looking around saying, okay, I might as well get up a little bit. What the hell do I know, William? But I'm only doing this my whole life. Now I can't sleep. It's driving me nutty. I used to not be able to sleep and get up at 3 in the morning and go on Twitter. During my, you guys got me. I'm calm on Twitter now. You should have bounced into me a couple of years ago. You think I post now? You should have seen me screaming back then.
Do you think the shorts will try to cover before January 20th?
If you're short, just everybody on the phone. It's common sense. Make believe you're the short seller. What are you going to do tomorrow? You're short at $2.35, 1.6 million. What are you doing? You've been in the trade for 2 years. We've been following you. So here it is. You got in at 235, too high at 265, 275. The cost of carry has driven it down to 235 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing the trade for? Your trade is here to win. They didn't cover. How many times did I say on a call when it was below $2, hey, there's 10,000 off it. If I was short at 240, I'd buy that 10,000. When it got back up to 235, I shorted again, right? I said it on the calls. But they never did that because they don't want to show any momentum. So this is how they trap themselves. They can't show any buying pressure because otherwise they're just hanging themselves.
What's a good trading strategy after corruption's removed from the market?
That's when it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's when we can trade stocks like Nvidia. You can start trading real stocks. You can start really making money. Because you can buy a stock and it won't have a 50-point volatility swing in 30 seconds where you get scared all the time. Right now, when you buy a stock, everyone shits their pants. You could buy it. It could be up. It could be down 10 points, 5 points. It's too dangerous.
Clay, there's no news other than I was asked if I'd be willing to do a face-to-face interview with Martin instead of over the phone line, the computer. And I said, all right, I'll do it. One of his largest investors, I don't know if they demanded it, but they suggested it. And anyway, it'll be the week of the 18th, maybe the 18th. I don't know. I don't want to. I've got 2 doctor's appointments and another engagement next week, so I just got to make sure I can get there and back, and I'll do it. It's a delay of a week. It's a 1 week delay. and it
Listen, we can't
doesn't mean anything. It's not because anything's wrong. It's just, it's life.
Listen,
It's how
people,
things go.
Listen, stop looking for reasons to be negative. William is agreed to do a meeting with the CEO. The CEO obviously needs to do it for next week. William will meet him next week, and that's it. What are you going to say? The only time people show up right now, anytime I call someone, if I say I want to play pickleball, the people always show up. Everybody always shows up for a pickleball game.
Well, Clay wants to know about the $188,000 loan. It must be a terrible thing, isn't it? Really bad. It's got to be negative, bad, terrible. No. Get out of the stock. No, what do you think?
Well, William, the person who gave the money, do you remember the name?
Lily. No. It was lovely Rita Maid. Where
Rita
would we
Chow.
be
Rita
without you?
Now, I haven't spoken to Rita in 3 years, but every time I flew to Singapore and I went to Asia, I know Rita, and I went to lunch with her, and she's a very wealthy woman. So if she's investing in the company, she's only doing it for the kindness, and she wants to be, she's a shareholder, that I know, but giving the money, you know, she's 75 years
There's
old.
no stock in the deal. It's just yield deal. I think it's great. It's great.
It's like your grandmother giving the company money. She's super, super wealthy.
I don't know, Clay, any company that started out that didn't need capital to build its revenues and earnings. That goes for Amazon and Facebook. That goes for Ford Motor. That goes for any successful oil and gas company.
It goes to GameStop. Why did GameStop sell and raise all that money for?
They don't gotta raise money.
If they didn't raise the money, GameStop, they have that big short there. But why did they raise the money? Because they want to build a business. That's how it goes.
Robert Kepke remembers huddling around his fax machine, waiting for JAG notes. Wow.
Robert is one big bastard. I wouldn't want to fight that guy.
He was blocking everyone else away from the fax before it came out.
If you bumped into Robert, all you have to do is put a hood on that guy and throw him in the WWE. He is a big guy, man. If he gets his hands on you, good night. That's what I can tell you. He's a big.
I had one of my friends. One of my friends at Merrill Lynch was a really big guy, and we would drive to the various, every now and then there'd be these events, and I had a Volkswagen Scirocco with a sunroof, great car to drive. But Mark got in the front seat. He couldn't get, so we had to go all the way to Maryland. We put the sunroof, it's not the roof, just that goes back 2 feet, and his head's popping out of my car like Dino the dinosaur as we drove up to,
you were driving around like Herbert Munster.
to the country club in Bethesda. Bill? Anyway, there are big people in the world. Thank God. Lindy lost the debenture. Kitteridge is buying Finger aggressively.
Use a limit. Pick a number. Use a limit. They want volatility, so we're not going to give them volatility.
Do you think Univest would sign back with Finger? My understanding is Finger is the one that has to be relieved. That $188,000 loan would have had to go through Finger. So, sometimes it's handcuffs. You want to get the handcuff out of the way. But anyway, do you think Univest will sign back up with Finger?
When there's opportunities, friends of the company always come out and try to make a deal, right? So that's how it works.
Also, they're still on their Rolodex. They know the story. They're all there. I know there was a lot of excitement around Univest at first, but it didn't go anywhere yet. But it doesn't mean something might not happen later. I wouldn't.
Listen, there's been many things that companies tried to do. We got to ask that question about the dividend, which I'm dying to get an answer on. But you got the president of the United States, not the president of Bolivia, of the United States. They shorted his stock. We all got the golden ticket. You wanted the Willy Wonka golden ticket? You got it. He's telling you. If the stock was $20, FingerMotion, I would be nervous because there's always wiggle room. It's $2.30. Their mistake is they've been holding it down, and the company's worth more than where it's trading at. So William, we both said the same thing. The risk in FingerMotion is up. That's how I feel, the same way. If it was 20, you don't know if it's going to be down or it's going to be up. We're at $2.25. What it is, it's going to keep trying to press it to push it lower. We know there's buyers around now. Where are they going to go? You want to sell it lower again? Go ahead, no problem. We can hang in here.
Do you think the Bill Wong sentencing, which has been delayed, means that he's snitching?
That's all it means.
He's made a deal.
He's probably got his nice bracelet around his ankle. His passport's been taken, and that's what happens. Again, the guy was playing games. He lost, what, $30 billion? I forget how much he lost. What was he looking to make for himself? What was he looking to do?
He's looking to fill the hole in his heart. No, there was a girl he wanted to date.
What do you want to buy his state? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? I don't get it.
There's a yacht he had his eyes on.
Hey, listen.
There was a condo next to Ken Griffin, he was thinking.
Right, everyone wants to do that. Get the hell out of here. Enjoy your life. Your health is the most important thing. As you get older, you can hear people on the call. They got new knees, new elbows, new shoulders.
Kit thanks you for the idea of using a limit. He said it's going to revolutionize his trading from now on.
Well, listen, let's say you wanted to go buy 100,000 shares of FingerMotion.
He owns over 200,000.
I'm just giving you an idea. I don't know, gentlemen. I go out there. This is how I do it. I want to buy 100,000. I go 260 bid for 60. If I'm not buying anything, then I buy 2,000 in front of it. If they still coming down at 265, you take the 2,000 at 265, but wait at 260. They come in and offer 262, you poke it again. They'll keep coming because they're trying to get people to hit that 260 bid out. You understand? As the 260 bid gets stronger, people then start poking in front of it. Take 265, 270. You don't have to chase it. We don't want to chase it to 350 and have them push it back down and pull the plug out of your tub and let the water go down. We don't want that. We want it to be firm at a number, 250, 240. Stand there like a wall, the Great Wall of China, and say, fuck you, now what do you want to do? If you're going to knock it down, you better come with size. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
I told you, they stopped selling it down. If they stop selling it down, they go up. That's how it works.
Singing like a bird.
Oh, they'll be singing. They're going to have to bring all these guys into court in a cage like a parakeet, so I'll be chirping. Get him. I didn't do it. Get him. He's the mastermind. He's got the money. Get him. That's what you're going to hear. Go down to the Southern District. You'll see them all ratting each other out. I wish it was the summer. I go sell lemonade outside and get them all walking by. Andrew left, postponed his court case. Another guy, he's ratting everybody out. All those people from that story, from the one with the frog on it, all those people are in trouble. Hindenburg was paid. They're going to drag Hindenburg in. You know, he's dirty too. Oh, he's doing great reporting now. He's saving the world. Right. I told you before, get rid of the fraud, stop short selling at all. To make it a buy and sell only exchange. They'll say, well, people won't sell when it goes up. Really? If someone knocks on my door and offers my house, offers me $3 million for my house, it'll take me 20 seconds to sign that piece of paper and take the money. Everyone knows when something's overvalued. If you don't, then shame on you. That'll make you that'll make you a better stock picker or a trader when you start to understand fundamentals. Heck, even the crooks know, benchmark knows Finger was worth minimum of 5. Who the hell's selling it 2.25? I said it 70 times. I'm using the benchmarks report.
I don't know how this guy bought shares of Fidelity and they were marked as shorts. I don't know how. Maybe. I don't know everything, but I've never seen that before.
I never heard of that.
At what price will Finger become marginable? Well, the Fed call, I think, is $2, but above that it's up to the House. And usually the House says at 5. Ham's right, it's usually at $5.
Listen, the stock is an option. You don't need to buy it on margin. If you own the stock low.
If you buy it on margin, you run the risk, unless you have a big cash account somewhere, you run the risk of losing your stock in a spike. And they'll do it. They'll do it.
Right. Any other questions?
Not really. Oh, he has a picture of it. That's interesting. That's something. I've never seen it. He has a picture of the shares that marked as shorts. It's very interesting.
So it says on it, I can't see it. It said that the shares that he purchased were from a short sell?
Yeah, that's what it said. It came from a short. I never heard of that, but
I never heard of it either. Well, just, you know what, call up Fidelity, say, hey, you sent me this thing, it says I bought it from a short, tell them to deliver my shares. That's what can you say? You can say it like you're innocent. Hey, do me a favor, I know it says I bought it from a short. Can you tell me who it is and make sure they deliver them to me?
Yeah.
See what story they tell you. Oh, we can't do that, sir.
Hey, the Redskins lost today. That must excite you.
No, could kill us.
Do you like the Friday options?
I'm a disgusting option. You guys don't want to go down the dark hole of me trading options. If I was playing on my DJT on the 38th, excuse me, the 28th and the 28th and the 29th on Friday, that was a $500,000 trade for me. That's how big that was.
So the way you do it, probably you only need one major win out of 20 to make money.
That's it. You know, you buy 528 and 29 calls, you know, it's 100,000 shares. Goes up 4 points, you're talking, you know, $400,000.
Right.
And it was about 8 minutes, that trade. There's times when you, like Kenny Rogers, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. That's the perfect trade. You got to know that was ready to go. And I sensed it, I saw it, and I posted it, and I told as many people as I could, hurry up, go get them. It took about 8 minutes, and then it just zoomed. From below 27 to 33 plus, to 33, I think it went to. So remember, when that thing's running to 33, the options, the premium is expanding like crazy. So the 28 calls, they weren't worth, 2 plus 3, that's 5. Those options probably went to 6.5. The 29s, they weren't worth 3 plus 1 is 4. They probably went to 5.25. So even if you got out, it's 4 on 100,000. It's 400,000.
Oh, poor guy.
And if you look at it, 500 calls at 30 cents is 15,000. After you're talking about $30,000 investment to make 400,000, and it was 8 minutes.
Investment?
I'm just saying, if I bought the calls, I probably put up, $30,000, but I would have walked away making, 400,000, 300, 400,000 in 9 minutes, 8 minutes. And when the stock started to take off running, that's when you start selling them. Boom, 100, 100, 100. Before you know it, you say, wow, that was a quick 300,000 or 400,000.
Hey, puppy dog.
That's the fast lane. You guys you got to learn to play that game. That's exciting. What we're doing now is it's boring until it happens. It's boring. It's tedious. It's been going on for a couple of years now. I'm sick of it because it's slow motion. I'm a fast trader. This is like, but the reward, when you catch it right, you can see what happens. GameStop, I was posted about it, $3.75. I told everyone to buy it. I did a report on it. I pitched the government of Abu Dhabi on it. I told everyone about it. $3.75. The highest we sold it was $1.18. Because I only knew 60% of what was going on. But I was pretty much advanced than anyone else. FingerMotion, I'm at the 99.9% of information. The only things I don't know is what William's going to ask the CEO next week. So whatever, he'll get those answers for me. And my questions are, what is the profit margin on the emergency vehicles? What about the dividend? Are the employees upset about the stock price not moving? I forgot all the other shit we asked. I can't remember when. Are we okay? I'll go home, take a shower, and ice my knee, and have my hostess cupcake and a Coke, and I'll be good.
I went to the laundromat. That's what she said. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them.
Well, if we have no more questions, I'll kill it at that. I'll give you an hour.
No, there's
and I'm ready for battle. I'll be up at 6:30 in the morning, and I hope everybody. If it was a gentleman who said he wants to buy stock, I forgot his name. The gentleman we just said, I forgot his name. I hope you don't get a chance. I hope no one on this phone gets a chance to buy one more share. It opens up at 7 and it just goes to the moon. That's what I'm hoping for. And no one gets a chance to buy a share. That's what I want to see happen. If there is any justice in the world, happen like that. And then I want to see all the people moaning, oh, I should have bought more. What was I waiting for? Oh, my God. Well, the crybabies will come out.
Wow. He's leaving the board. Oh, it's going to change my life. We do need the CAT system. I agree with that. Disclosure. We need disclosure.
They spent $1 billion designing a system to keep track of the crooks. And all the crooks voted against it. Don't do it, really.
I know. Would you buy finger options for this coming Friday? And the answer is yes, he would.
They're all, this Friday and next Friday's options are all the same price. They're worthless. They go out a little bit further. That's all. I would be buying this week's options because they're going to be a nickel. The only thing below a nickel is free, and they're not going to give it to you for free.
There's a plug nickel.
They don't give you options for free. 5 cents is probably the best you're gonna get. So you buy if you want to.
There's a threepence.
You buy 100 calls at 5 cents is $500. That's equivalent to 10,000 shares. Let's say you got the $3 or the $4 calls. Your break even is $4.05. Stock goes to 10, you make $5.95. You put up $500, you make $59,000.
Wow, Robert was the president of a broker dealer, and he learned something new from you every day. That's pretty cool. I learn a lot from him.
Tell him to get the broker dealer back. I'll be the best cold caller he ever had. I can handle 10 phones at the same time. I'll call everybody up.
I still don't understand what you do for a living, son.
That's what my mother said to me before she passed away all the time. So you get up every day, you buy a stock at 10, you sell it at 11. But what do you do for society? I'm like, I made $5,000. Let's go to dinner. We'll spend it. Okay, that was it. She still never understood it, but that was it. Of course, my brothers gave very different, long opinions about what they did. My older brother was a risk arb guy, and if you asked him what he did, it was the longest story in creation. Besides, the end of the story is he's trying to make money, but it's so hard to understand everything he did. It would take 2 hours, everybody would be falling asleep listening to him. And my younger brother's a bond guy. He's completely boring, so that was the other him. And it sounded like I was just running a crap game. That's what I was doing. All right, everybody, I'm going to go take a shower, have my cupcake and a Coke, and go sit down and enjoy. I think there's a football game on, and I'll be ready for battle in the morning. I'll be posting. Any questions?
Well, I have a 10:30 eye appointment, so I can't come on till after lunch.
No problem. We'll see you in the afternoon then. I'll be posting. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, 4 phones on his desk. Love the fast pace. Yeah, I had 2, and I was phones ringing and the squawk box behind and the.
William.
But hey, it's not there anymore.
That they ruined Wall Street. There's no one learning. I learned options working on the American Stock Exchange as a clerk. So that was the option exchange. There's no one doing this. There's no internships. It's like impossible. So no one's learning anything.
There's no risk in their trades. It's just all crap.
There's no education. There's no kids can come in. If the commodity exchange is shut down, everyone always wanted to be a clerk down there, learn about gold and oil, whatever, cocoa, whatever the hell you were trading and learning about. There's none of that anymore. It's all gone.
Yeah.
They even fired the shoe shine guys that were in the buildings. Everybody went. That's how electronic trading screwed everybody. It screwed the whole world. We just wanted it to be faster and faster and faster so that the brokerage firms and their buddies, all these hedge funds, can make money. Everyone else, the jobs were lost. It robbed everybody. It's too complicated. You don't even know what the hell they're doing anymore. Anyway, William, I'm going home.
All right.
Everyone have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Again, if you are playing, use a limit. Never chase it. If you want to chase it, if you're buying 1,000 shares, you buy 100 shares to chase it, and then you bid for 900. Never chase all of it. You don't want to go in the morning and pay $350 and have them drop it to $250. So you buy 100 at $250, then 100 at $3, 100 at $275, 100 at $250. And if they knock it down, that's the way you accumulate it. That's the way to play. All right?
All right. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Right.
Thank you. Talking to me.
Oh, that's cool, Roger. Yeah, I had a friend that worked on the American Stock Exchange. I used to go visit him. I want to say his name was Giordano. Anyway, all right, I'm going to sign off too because I am at my limit. It's not your fault. It's just it's 8:30, and I've got to get up early. I had a Quotron. There were Bunker Ramos I thought, oh, it's just a whole different world. Yeah. All right. So we'll see you tomorrow, and probably later. And peace in the world. I wrote down Ham's name on X. Let me look it up. I wrote it down. I don't know the name, but I know the at part. It's at Ham 59591 shorts. So it's at Ham 59591 shorts. Yeah. A magatastic weekend, yeah, week. So Ham 59591 shorts. All right, I'm gonna hang up on you. I'd say good night, and may there be peace in the world. And if that's one thing, if that single thing gets accomplished, oh my gosh, it was all worth it. If it's lasting peace. Anyway, cheers.